What is Gucci YouTube? It's your boy Black Uchiha, 3 long face, skinny body, and we are back, still black, with another fire Boruto manga related content. Now, before we end the video, don't forget the dealio, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button, share the video with your friends, and let's hop to the business. We finna talk about that boy Kawaki today.
9 mountains and 8 seas make one world. 1,000 worlds make one chiliocosm. 1 chiliocosm to the power of 3, and there's nothing I can't cut.
Alright, so these last few weeks has been very pertinent within the community, people talking about, like, just in terms of power scaling, right? Just seeing where the levels of these characters are at within the series that we've been reading over the past, I think the IP has been out for now going on 7 years, 8 years. I've been in the game for like about 5. So it's actually kind of crazy. The levels are creeping up to a level where we got half of the fandom is hyped and ready for it. The other half is living a nostalgia vibe. They can't get over the back in the 90s and the 2000s when Naruto and Sasuke was running the show. But we got to understand it's always going to be a time for like a new wave to come in and generate and shake things up. We got this guy Kawaki. It's been evident, like we've been talking about it, and one of the possible theories was we're gonna see a limited Kawaki pull up at the end of this mission prior to understanding Saruto was gonna beat the brakes off of this man Ryu in chapter 21. It was a general consensus, a general belief of the idea that Kawaki could show, if not Boruto Kawaki, or even if still Boruto shows up and we see that Jura is about to kill him, Kawaki manages to swoop in and actually save the day. Now, I've actually talked about this scenario in my previous videos. I've mentioned the possibilities, the likeliness, and how I would actually feel upon that result coming into fruition. But as we understand, right, that Sarada essentially ended this arc all on her own. I'm not ever going to stop giving Shorty credit for doing what she did within the last chapter. But after she became the first official quote-unquote, and I repeat, Shinju killer, right, we know for a fact that this guy Kawaki is back in the village. He's getting some tinkering done within his body to make sure his scientific ninja makes him stronger and more powerful than ever before. Now, I take this to understand a few things. One, Ishiki isn't touching the level of Jura, right? And it's simple because we understand already Boruto is way stronger than Kawaki. Boruto came to Kawaki and explained to Kawaki, I need your full power to be unlocked, so go talk to Amado. Now, why did Boruto need this result? Because they both needed to fight and take down Jura. Now, Boruto didn't say with this plan, it's going to be a guarantee we're taking down Jura. So it's still within the mix of even Boruto and a full power Kawaki fighting together with Lu. So that lets me know that A, Boruto is either somewhere there touching or probably above an Ishiki level, threat. And even still, Jura is beyond that. We already know Damon is even beyond that. But still, even with that understanding, that lets me to believe that Kawaki by himself will not be enough to take down Jura. Now, Kawaki made it a point to say, make me stronger beyond that, meaning give me Ichiki's full attack power and then go above that, right? So whatever we see from Kawaki the next time we see him is gonna be a showcase of power that is beyond what Ishiki would have been able to do. Now, possibly it might be what Ishiki would have been able to do within Kawaki's body, because we understand a fully perfected Ishiki's plan was to be revived within Kawaki's body and be stronger than ever. So essentially, Kawaki is going to embark and complete this plan while retaining his consciousness and have it simply be Kawaki the one running the show instead of Ishiki through Kawaki's body. But all of that to say, right, Kawaki's true power is about to be laid before our eyes. Now, we understand I didn't drop a video about it when it actually dropped and people were circulating, but the updated V-Jump release magazine, at least for at the time of Boruto chapter 21, I don't know when you guys will be hearing this video, we see Boruto and Kawaki, and we see Kawaki actually has his stab. Now, this is something we haven't seen in Kawaki. We know it's a part of his episode 1/chapter 1 outfit, right? And a lot of people started to dub him, especially after prior to Two Blue Vortex releasing, Ikimoto dropped the updated version of Time Skip Boruto and Time Skip Kawaki. In that image, Kawaki had the infamous scarf that we know him to have in episode 1 and chapter 1, essentially an outfit change. So the community has dubbed this man Scarf Kawaki, or Kawaki with the scarf, basically saying, you get the idea. Once Kawaki gets that scarf, things are about to start looking crazy. So he hasn't gotten the scarf yet, but we see within this image, he has the staff. So essentially, it's looking like maybe his unlocked powers is giving him more ability to manipulate his Sukuna Hikona. Now, what do I mean by that? It essentially looks like Kawaki who's only been able to do two things: summon things from the dimension or completely shrink things to a size where you can't see. As opposed to Jigen, he enlarged things, he made things medium size, he made things small size, he made them extra big. Like he was doing everything, the true definition of manipulating the size of any and everything. For Kawaki, we've only seen him shrink and summon things at its original size, right? So whether it be those large pillars, whether it be the cubes, or whether it be the chakra rods, he wasn't able to do that small ability that Jigen did, basically making the rods so small you don't see them essentially until they're already inside of your body. Pause. So a fully unlimited Kawaki, even understanding that he has all 8 spokes within his dojutsu eye, we still see the results or the byproduct of having a more advanced eye than the last time we've seen him within Naruto Next Generations, because he's freely able to enter the Daikokuten, which I'm not saying Ishiki couldn't do, but something we haven't seen done before, and walk around, operate, and monitor both Naruto and Hinata while they're confined within that space, right? And also, even on top of that, the fact that he even sent someone to that dimension, it was something that we haven't seen until Kawaki himself actually conducted the act. But still, right, that is still within limited Kawaki's range. So he developed his power some to a degree, but there's still certain things, if you pay attention to the minute details and the way that the story is actually portraying Kawaki, especially throughout TBV and his battles, right? But even with Naruto Next Generations, the minute details of how both Kawaki and Jigen operate, it lets you know that Jigen definitely had this power for over 1,000 years, whereas Kawaki is operating off of vibes. He's like, yeah, this feels right, let me do it. And he's a natural talent to it. So it kind of is easy to make you think like, oh, he's better than Jigen already at it. Now, Kawaki fully unlimited, I think we might start seeing Jigen level works of play. Now, he's stronger than Jigen, yes, but Jigen level works of play, like, you can be stronger than me, but I still make it look better. That's essentially what it was between Jigen and Kawaki. Kawaki is obviously stronger, but once he learns to finesse and control, right, he's gonna be essentially, right, one of the top dogs in the verse, right? I'm not gonna say unstoppable, because we got people like Damon that could beat the brakes off. You got people like Boruto who might, and Big Sarada. But essentially, he might be unstoppable, right? If we look at the way that Kawaki would be developed. Now, all of that has been established. What do we see moving forward in this guy, Kawaki? Are we anticipating a Momoshiki-centric focus arc, which is something I might touch on, and I will touch on in a different video? Or are we going to be focusing more on a Kawaki / Amato, right, / Sumori? Because I think a lot of people like to forget about her when we're talking about those two, but I think they're a trio. In terms of plotline and story, Kawaki, Amato, and Sumori are all there. They're all going to play a role, and then once Akibi drops back into the story, it's going to be even more messy, right? But do you guys think genuinely we might be seeing a Kawaki still pop up onto the battlefield, but in a sense, like, this entire arc has ended? Boruto has shown up. We know for a fact, at least for what it looks like, Jura is about to pull up right now after Boruto. Now, it can be where Kawaki has been getting all of his experiments conducted on him, right? Everything has been going down, and it still falls into the earlier consensus of what I said. Boruto shows up, and then Kawaki shows up, right? Now, he's so strong to the point where now he can sense Boruto way out there, because they're able to sense each other. He creates a portal and automatically is able to step in right before Jura is able to kill this guy, Boruto. Now, that can be possible. Will it be oversaturation within this arc? Possibly, which is why I'm not more so focusing on that idea, like a Kawaki saving Boruto. Not that I'm saying like just because I don't like Kawaki, I don't want him saving. I don't care how it unfolds. It's still gonna unfold how it unfolds, but it might be a little bit oversaturated because we already had the Mangekyo reveal, and then on top of that, we had Boruto pop up on the battlefield still. So there's a lot going on. There's a whole lot going on, and I think there might even give us one more climactic moment, or they might divert our expectations and shift the story, and we might ease our way out of this arc and start treading lightly into the Kawaki territory, right? Because we got to see, how is Kawaki about to operate in this flimsy alliance with Boruto? We understand that he agreed for the time being to work with the man, so he's not head over heels in terms of hunting this guy Boruto down and killing him on the spot. But how do we know this newfound power would affect him? Because in Naruto Next Generations, Kawaki awakened his newfound power after hearing that Boruto was still alive. He was like, wait, I still got this power though. I can act upon it. You feel me? I can still kill him again, even if I fail. You feel me? So I'm not gonna be blind enough to say, because I did in the past where I said that Kawaki wouldn't be so dumb enough to attack Boruto again. No way. That was my argument back then. But it's within his character to get a new power up, believe that he's strong enough to do something, and try to conduct that business right then and there. So I wouldn't even put it past him. We might see a true power Kawaki showcase his power against Boruto. But it's gonna be interesting because I want to see who he's going to be able to do this against. Now, everybody, at least for the main cast that we know and love and care about, has gotten their wands against the Shinju. Himawari, Boruto, Sarada. Now, part of the main cast, which I say the top four, because Himawari is Naruto's child, and I want people to understand that, so I'm going to include her within it. Once you get past Boruto, Sarada, and Kawaki, I'm not putting someone like Mitsuki in terms of story importance over Himawari. In the past, probably because of the mysteriousness of his Sage Mode and Orochimaru and the akinness of like he's creating him to defeat the Otsutsuki, but in reality, she's the next Jinchuriki now. So at the end of the day, after those three, she's the next main character in my book, right? But all of them we've seen, all of our favorite main characters fight the Shinju. Himawari, Boruto, and Sarada on multiple occasions. Kawaki is the only one who had disappointing encounters with the Shinju. So now they're gonna have to give us a moment, and I'm thinking, because people trying to play my guy Damon like he's really gonna be Mamushi / Bug Shinju level. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I know the Mamushi is gonna be after Ada, but at the end of it, that's light work for Damon. Like, no calories will be exhausted whatsoever. So I'm thinking someone like Kawaki could showcase his newfound power against the Mamushi Shinju, right? Because I'm really, really feeling the mysteriousness behind the Shinju of Mamushi, but I still think people are downplaying Hidari and his importance within the story moving forward, because at the end of the day, it's still Sasuke Shinju. But overall, Kawaki's true power is upon us, and I believe that the next time we see him on panel, he will be fully unlimited and then beyond that. So not just what a full Ishiki within Kawaki's body would have been in Naruto's Next Generation, but also a level beyond that, because we know Amato has essentially been directed and ordered to make him stronger than all of the monsters that are currently wreaking havoc within this world that Kawaki is trying to conform and reshape for the likeness of this guy Naruto. So let me know how y'all feel about True Power Kawaki. When do y'all think y'all can anticipate him within the story? And how do y'all think he will showcase his true power? It's your boy Black Uchiha 3. Let me know how y'all feel in the comment section below. Holla at your boy. I'm gonna holla at y'all until my next video. Black Uchiha out. Yes, sir. Ski.